Hello everybody, welcome back to 366 Days of Hope. My name is Pearl and I'm here to share our next topic, which is FUS and DBS. So what are the differences? So FUS stands for Focused Ultrasound Surgery and DBS is Deep Brain Stimulation. So this deals with Parkinson's. You might be thinking, well, what does this have to do with fitness? It has a lot to do with fitness, especially for people who have Parkinson's. As many of you guys know, I have worked with Rock Steady Boxing and a lot of our clients obviously had Parkinson's. And every person, if you guys have watched my Parkinson's series, I talk about how different it is, and I've interviewed people who have Parkinson's and we've discussed some of the unique aspects of their particular Parkinson's, and we can definitely understand that Parkinson's is not the same for every single person. It's completely different. They may have Parkinson's, but each Parkinson's may manifest different for each individual, and that could be affected to their environment, affects them based on their lifestyle, what they eat. So nutrition also plays a part, which I feel like is not something most people talk about, but it is super important when it comes to Parkinson's. But that'll be for another day, another topic. But FUS, like I said, is focused ultrasound surgery. So basically they get a picture of the brain through MRI readings and then they go in, and this procedure is absolutely irreversible. But one thing that is the best way I could describe it is it's like having a magnifying glass where you see it creates like a hole, right? And you can pinpoint a certain spot to burn on a leaf. Well, that's kind of what happens with it when they do it in your brain. It's non-invasive, so it's a new way to combat tremors, to combat dyskinesia, things like that. And where they go into the brain and they specify a specific location in which they will damage that area to help hopefully open up a new pathway that the brain would take to be able to communicate to certain aspects of the body. So say you have a pathway that the body has learned to take, well, now it needs to learn a new route to take. So that's basically what it's trying to do. Whereas the deep brain stimulation is what some people have had. It's where they surgically implant something, a device inside the brain, and then it's obviously battery operated, and usually they wire it down in another location of the body. Sometimes I feel like I've heard some of my clients say that it's like right here near the chest, but don't quote me on that. But that battery does have to be changed over time, and so they connect the wires in to be able to communicate directly to, say, your muscles, and to trigger the specific places that it needs to. So and that one is reversible, meaning that over time you could actually technically remove the device to alter and change where it needs to be placed again. But the other one is less invasive. So it's still new. It is one of the newer procedures that have come out dealing with Parkinson's and other, cognitive function, I guess you could say, issues that people might be dealing with. And so they're experimenting on this, but so far of what they've seen, it has been a success. You guys can definitely look it up online, but it was just really fascinating to kind of like read a little bit more of what it does and how it affects for people who can't do DBS. This is a great alternative. People who are afraid of going under, a knife and want something less invasive, this is a good option for them. So technology is definitely advancing in terms of helping people who have Parkinson's and be able to get them functioning. So especially when it comes to exercise, as even though like when you exercise you're going to develop more dopamine, it takes a little longer for people who have Parkinson's to be able to do that, but because of just the way their body is, they just don't produce a lot of dopamine. So therefore the medication that they're usually on, like levodopa, that has dopamine in it to help stimulate the brain, and then you've also got your serotonin, your endorphins, and all these other hormones that are going to help you function. Therefore, when you think about exercise and fitness and just your brain body connection, like that's so important. So therefore it has so much to do with just your entire movement and your mobility for every aspect of your life. So this is something that I just kind of wanted to share out there for any of my Parkinson's clients that are watching. I hope that encourages you to just to get to know what is out there for you, especially if you're noticing a progression of your Parkinson's, or if you know anybody out there who has it. Yes, staying active is extremely important, but your nutrition on top of that is just as important, because it does affect that brain, gut, and muscle connection, all of it. The healthier your gut, the healthier your immune system, the better everything functions. So we have to try to interconnect all of those things, so that way we're at our optimum best, right? And so therefore I just kind of like to share some of the things that I've seen or learned. But this was a really cool video I did want to share that I found about it, where this gentleman, I guess at this particular hospital, where he ended up having the focused ultrasound surgery, or they call it non-invasive surgery, either way. They ended up doing this for him, and you'll see like a huge difference on his behavior post-surgery. So let's take a watch. Well guys, I hope that encourages you to keep learning more about, all the new technology that's coming out to help those that struggle with Parkinson's. And with that said, may you live, thrive, and be healthy. Take care guys. Bye!